Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Monday night edition of Light Sports Ramble. Listen, Twitter people, Troy's okay. I told you I'd do the ramble on the way home from work unless I get out on the weekend and I have a really pressing topic to talk about. I may throw in an extra edition there, but I'm okay, people. Really, I am. Really good. And now I'm actually endorsing and being endorsed with Fantasy World Order. So all of my fantasy listeners out there, I recommend that you go check the site out. For any of your fantasy needs, I know Jay is putting together some draft times for leagues. And the website is fwo365.com. It's a great website, people. Go check it out if you're into fantasy. I recommend you go join and become part of one of his leagues. I'm going to, Jay. I'll get there eventually. But tonight's topic. And I put out a tweet before, and I'm kind of disappointed. None of my followers, and probably nobody's on Twitter right now. I wanted some input about the NFL preseason and the length of the preseason. Do we keep it the same or do we change it? And I know this discussion comes up every year. And so I want to talk about it because I understand for those undrafted people, those late round draft picks that are looking to make the team, Game 4 is when they can do that. But I think you can do it before then. I really believe you can do it before then. I mean, you're putting 90 people on a roster and you're trying to get it down. I understand this. And I understand the owners, you're making money, especially for season ticket holders, because you're forcing them to buy the preseason tickets, right? So you got your money. But let's look at this from a standpoint. 4 preseason games, 16 regular season games. These guys are getting beat up in the middle to the second third of the season, to the end of the season. And isn't it about quality football in the NFL? Putting the best product on the field so that the fans get their money's worth? Now, I love the start of training camp. I'm still jacked up. I get to go home tonight again and watch NFL training camp live. It's great. I love it. And then we get preseason game 1 and we're all hyped up, and a lot of people have parties for the first preseason game because, yay, football's back. But then when that game's over, it's like, now we got to wait 3 weeks till the regular season. So many days till kickoff, blah, blah. So let's look at this from a realistic standpoint. Do you need 4 games really to evaluate your talent? I think the answer is no. I really believe that answer is no. Because the starters don't even play in game 4. So let's reduce the preseason to 3 games. I'm not even talking about increasing the regular season. I love it at 16 games. I'm not a big fan of the bye and where it starts because I think it's unfair. And you know what? Maybe I should ramble a little bit about that too. I don't like the bye. I don't think the bye helps those early season teams that get the bye. You get a bye in week 4 or week 5, and you're just hitting your stride. And then you got a bye. It's crazy. So I think it needs to be reevaluated. If you want to give teams a bye, maybe more teams later in the season, because isn't the bye supposedly to give players a break? I don't like it. I don't like the bye. Let them play. But if you're going to keep it, you have to reevaluate it. You know, I know the Packers are early this year, and that's not even why I'm saying this, because all you know, I'm a Packer fan. But the early season teams, what does it benefit? Maybe there's an injury, okay, but I just don't understand it. Just maybe break it down into a division every week later in the season, right in the middle. Because those early season teams, there's no benefit to it. But back to my point about the preseason. 4 games is way too many right now. I mean, game 1, the starters go in, they play maybe a quarter. Maybe a quarter. And I know we got 5 preseason games for some teams. The Hall of Fame game, and that's a great game. So every year somebody has 4 games instead of 3. Because I don't think you should get rid of the Hall of Fame game. I think that's a special game, and that's a special time for all those players going into the Hall of Fame. It's a great game. And people are saying Tony Romo's not going to play in the first game because they got 5 games. So let's use our heads, folks. Do we need 4? Maybe in game 1, we play the starters a little more than a quarter. And maybe game 2 is the bigger game. And then game 3 is where these free agents can figure out if they're going to make the team. Now, I understand the logic. Well, we got to make our decisions on who's going to make the team. Well, you know what? By that time, you've already got the core of your roster decided. Let's get into real football. So I'll wait to see your opinions on Twitter, folks, because I really want to discuss this. And I wish I could have a call-in show and get some live people to give me their opinion and we could debate it. But what's your thought on this? Should the NFL stay with 4 games or go down to 3? I think 2 is not enough. 2 is not enough. You need to have 3. But I'm not even talking about extending practice time. Just move training camp back a week. It's just that 4 games of non-meaningful football means nothing to me. And maybe we get rid of the bye. I don't know. I don't know about the bye. I'm just looking at it and saying these teams early in the season, is it really helping them? I don't think it is. I mean, we're looking at it, positioning it, the bye. When is the bye? And I know the stats coming off a bye, these teams wins. Who cares? Let them play. Just let them play. Because I don't see how it helps the early teams. And then I'm going to finish up on this argument because I had a discussion today with people, and you cannot say this is a reason to shorten preseason because Macklin and Pitta got hurt. Hello, people. They didn't even play in a game. It was practice. And I had to bring it up because it was one of those conversations today where somebody says something so stupid that you're not even going to argue with them. Just shake your head and walk away. You can't blame those 2 injuries on the length of the preseason. They got hurt in the practice part of it. Now, when week 3 rolls around, somebody may get hurt, but somebody can get hurt in any game. I'm just looking at it from a standpoint of 4 games right now just seems to be way too much. The players are itching to play meaningful games. The fans want to see meaningful games. And I think right now that 4th game is just about money for the owners. So we'll see what happens. I know it's a debate every year. And I'm not sure why it has not been changed yet. But again, people, endorsing FWO, Fantasy World Order, FWO365.com for all you fantasy players. Go check it out. Become a member. Join a league. I'll see you at the next red light, people. Enjoy the evening.